Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is One of One, but you can call me Seven. And welcome back to No Case Should Remain Unsolved. I think I'm going to approach this with a different tact. Last time, I was a little panicked. I was a little freaked out. And at least for this video, if I manage to keep it consistent, I would like to be a little calmer. I would like to sort of let the storytelling do its thing and show you guys the important bits of the keywords that are connected and the events that happen and unfold in our erstwhile detectives' memories. So we're just gonna chill out and try and figure this out together. If you guys have thoughts, if you guys have ideas about what's happening and who is who, be sure to tell me, because right now I'm kind of going into this with an empty head. It was really overwhelming last time and I gotta figure out how all the clues fit together, so my baseline for today is to figure out what name goes with which person. That's really, if I can get at least some of progress towards some of that, I'll be happy. So let's get started. Okay, so the way we remember it, So-won's mother said that there was a woman who was a little on the tall side who would always stand around the playground and keep watch on the children there. And this is calling into doubt the person who confessed to taking So-won. So we're saying, oh, is this really, was that really her? Was she having a dissociative episode? Why is she talking about her child like she's not hers? It's confusing. And the adjudicator is saying, ma'am, you were on the force for nearly 30 years. This is the only case you left unsolved. Remember how you closed that file and placed it on the cabinet? Were you standing on your toes? Wait, what? What? What are you trying to imply? Seeming tall, okay. Okay, this is fine. Okay, guys, I'm back. I have just done a lot of work. I restarted the game because I realized everything was so jumbled. I'd just thrown caution to the wind, and last episode just sort of threw stuff every which way, not really thinking about strategy when it came to this game, because this is more than an interactive visual novel. This is a puzzle game, and I didn't realize that. And so I have gone ahead and put a lot of things in order. We have lots of really interesting things here. We're going to read through each thing. I'm going to try and take you guys through this in a way that keeps the plot from being entirely revealed. I think it'll be nice for me to sort of dramatically read it to you. like a bedtime story. You guys can listen to this while you're going to bed. But this is really dark, from what I have uncovered thus far. So, let's read this though. This is referencing So-won. Oh yeah, as you connect put things in chronological order, you create keys, and then those keys unlock things. This was one of the things that was locked, which is why didn't you report any of this to the authorities? There are a couple things that we unlocked already. That's the time someone lived and breathed with us. If only I could have held her at least once, kissed those little cheeks, or at least if only I'd been able to hear her cry, then maybe I would have been able to accept it. So-won's mother still had milk for a baby who was gone. The crib was still so warm, and it never seemed to get colder. So, how could I possibly file that report? Looking back, it was her name. Her name was the problem. It's my fault for coming up with that name. I can't tell you how much I regret it. Instead of giving her strength, that name marched her forward all alone like the rhino's horn straight past us, like a gust of wind. She slipped through our fingers, attached to nothing in the world at all. So, the So-won that we have been thinking about this entire time is not this woman's biological child, or she is. So this is... Okay, yeah, I need something to connect these. Okay, let's go through this, shall we? So, Choi Dong-jun. Let's start with him. Someone's father. For sure, we know this is someone's father, okay? So, it starts off on February 3rd, 2012. Hey, did she wander off? What do you mean? She didn't wander off anywhere. You guys are just sitting on your asses. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You know, you got angry. It's fine. It's understandable your child is missing. Was there anything unusual about someone's activities today? No. Business as usual. She goes to kindergarten on the weekdays, goes to the playground, 2 complexes. This guy is, he uses a wheelchair to get around. So Hye-jung, who is his children's caretaker, because this guy, Dong-jun, and his wife, who had So-won, the So-won that we have been led to think about, just hey, stay with me, it's okay, we'll get through this together, I'll hold your hand, okay? They got divorced, he left her, and she raised her child on her own with her grandmother. Now the issue is, we don't know if this is the woman that we are like led to believe she is, because supposedly, where is this? Is it Certificate of Familial Relations? Yes, it is. Yes, Choi Dong-jun. This is someone's father. So Won-young passed away. She died in 2009. They had a son, Choi Myung-ho. Date of birth, January 3rd. Sorry, that's my birthday. That's my exact birthday, actually. That's sick. Okay, anyway. And they also had a daughter in 2004. Choi Sun-won. So-won. August 1st, 2004. Now the issue is, okay. So we have all this, right? And we're talking about all of the stuff that surrounds So-won's disappearance, okay? We keep going a little bit, and then we start asking about So-won or we start asking about the caretaker, or caregiver, right? Yes. So, wife died of illness, didn't know how to raise the kids. Hye-jung is my children's caregiver. I don't know how we could have coped without her, but maybe I'm relying on her too much. So-won even calls her mom, and treats her like one too. And this is important. How does Myung-ho feel? Their son, So-won's brother? Must have been a big change for him. Well, yeah. We found out through Hye-jung's testimony too that Myung-ho must have disliked, or even we can go so far as to say hated, the caregiver, who is Shin Hye-jung, because she like replaced his mom. He has this whole thing about what his mom promised him before she passed away, which is that she would always be there to watch over him. And there's this whole thing where like he always brings an umbrella around, because she said that if he ever forgot his umbrella, she would tell God to stop the rain. It's a whole thing, okay? Lots of childhood trauma there, right? Death in the family, blah, blah, blah. There's something he always carries around, never leaves home without, the umbrella. It's been that way since my wife passed. There was always something she told the kids. She'd go ahead to heaven to watch over them from above. He didn't say anything. This is definitely traumatizing for him. Obviously, it's the death of a parent. Wasn't long before she passed. I only noticed after some time that Myung-ho always took an umbrella with him when he left, and then I remember the exact promise his mother made. I mean it, Myung-ho. How about this? Since I won't be able to pick you up from school on rainy days, oh God, I'll ask God to stop the rain if you ever forget your umbrella. There we go. And then someone's mother. Okay, so now we're out of chronological order because I don't know where some of these things go, but someone's mother left him, then divorced. He feels like a monster for doing so, but they couldn't. He just thought they would keep hurting each other, and they let the blade drop on the guillotine on the relationship. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now here's So-won's mother. Again, no name here. We have a name for Choi Donjon's spouse, which is, keep following me, guys. Keep following me. So Won-young. Okay? She passed away. We don't think this is that woman. Okay? Hello, madam. Senior Inspector John Jung from the police station. You would be her mother, correct? I'm here to see her. Of course. Blah, blah, blah. She's, doorbell, taking a nap. Kid's getting tall. She's tall, okay? Something. I have spoken with someone's grandmother already, but I just wanted to be sure. Is she okay? Yeah, because she didn't attend school on pre-entrance day. This is the first day. The police go around and check on these things, supposedly. And then, so that was on February 4th. The next day, February 5th. Detective, my child is gone. Got a call from my grandmother, blah, blah, blah. Something wrong at mom's house. And then when I asked her where So-won was, she said, I thought you took her with you. The detective had to get there. Like, have you contacted father? Blah, blah, blah. Well, we only get together for birthdays, but this is an emergency. Someone's always such a quiet girl, blah, blah, blah. Has she wandered off alone? I think it might be my fault she's gone. I was in the hospital for a long time after I had her. I couldn't care for her because I was bedridden. So she's lying. Because Choi Donjon's spouse passed away. She's posing as... This is all so convoluted. They really weren't lying in the description when they said everybody here is lying. Because they, in one way or another, they all have been. So yeah, let's see. So, I see your mother's contacted you exactly as you heard. Will you be coming to the police station together? That man was never one for prayer, no matter how deep you dug. He said, the spade would never know the smell of the earth. He said he turned himself in. If he really did take her, maybe it was because he couldn't afford child support payments. He's been complaining since last summer. Hard time keeping up with a payment schedule. I just realized something. I'm gonna do this before I forget. The key reason the English teacher needed funds. So the English teacher is the actual father, if I'm getting that correctly. Got it. Okay. We're getting there. Oh. Okay, no. I need to keep telling you guys the story. So, we keep going, right? Do you really think Mr. Kim Gang-suk is the culprit, who is this guy who turned himself in because he was like, yeah, I am the one responsible. A little girl went missing from the playground and she's dead. So-won is dead. She's been dead all this time, which, hilariously enough, is true. Because based at the start of this section, that I showed you guys, So-won, Donjon's real daughter, I think, she was with them for only 108 days after birth, and then she passed, I think, is what was said. Yes. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So, now, we have all this stuff. Oh man. When did you last see her at the playground? Oh, the caregiver looking for So-won. There's this whole thing where it's like, hey, we know that you weren't at the playground. There's this whole thing about the teacher's testimony for So-won's teacher, and she says this, okay? I've already explained everything to the other officers. Is she still missing? I've heard her mother and brother were with her. They didn't see anything. So-won is always optimistic and cheerful. She started Eden last year, and I was surprised that she never shied away from any of us teachers. At first, I just took her for a friendly child. Then I realized that her brother came to pick her up instead of her mother, but she never asked where her mother was. It's not a problem. I've never seen her cry or get angry, so I always feel like I want to keep a closer eye on her, make sure she's okay. She's going to need a lot of attention and guidance. She's cheerful, but in a fragile way. Okay? Hyejong says, I'm grateful to this teacher. There's something someone always says to me. Mommy's the saddest person in the world. She never says that when her father's around, of course, but I think I understand what she means now. Someone genuinely thinks that way. She couldn't handle it otherwise. That's why she refuses to cry. because then that makes her the saddest person instead of her mom. She couldn't handle it if she were the saddest person in the world, getting pity from everyone. That's probably how she sees it all. She's still so young. Forced to grow up fast, blah, blah, blah. So I think this is manipulative. I'm not entirely sure on Hyejong's part, but I do know that like she really cares about the children, because we know you weren't at the playground. From whose testimony? Somebody's testimony told us there was always a woman standing around watching the children from, yes, here you go. A woman skulking around that playground, always hanging back. I thought she was suspicious because I kept running into her when I went around looking for Sowon. She was in her 30s, early 40s, a little on the tall side, maybe around 10 centimeters taller than me. She was always looking at the playground from afar, always behind the wall, behind the flower bed. You wouldn't see her unless you were really looking. But she could probably keep an eye on the kids at the playground if she really craned her neck. I saw her there, standing on her toes, trying to look over the wall. And it gives us this picture. So we go over. That is her. That's her picture, okay? But beyond that, she goes, what does she say? Here it is. Silence is a heavy burden for a fifth grader, but Myung-ho refused to give in, so I investigated everyone I could. Residents, passerby, local businesses, everyone. There's a little indent in the wall behind the flower beds. You can see the playground from there, but not the other way around, at least for the children playing there. That's where you were hiding, wasn't it? To watch over them from afar. When I went to the playground, I would hear the other mothers gossip about me and the children. Myung-ho would have heard it too. I understand why people would get the wrong idea. Someone called me mommy, so it wouldn't hurt if Myung-ho hated me. I can only imagine how he felt whenever his sister called me that. A few weeks ago, Myung-ho told me to stay away from him. There's the dislike of Hyejong, so I just wandered around for what seemed like forever and found that spot. I know he must hate the fact that I exist, but I may not be his mother, but still, I promised Won-young that I would take care of them both. And now look what's happened. I only looked away for a second. I only took a second to rest because I'd been standing on my toes the whole time. So, this tells us that there's another person in the picture, and there are two Sowons, like confirmed, for sure. With all the information that I have presented, at least I'm pretty sure that's what all this tells us, okay? So now, without going into too many other details, because the stationery store gave us some testimony, someone's grandmother is still a big question mark in this. I do have one thing, though, that is very concerning. How Sowon's grandmother instructed for the kidnapping? What the hell does that mean? Anyway, so, City Hall has all these records for us. The Durihana Support Center, a record for certificate of employment for care, this helped us figure out identity stuff. And then this is all testimony from, it's just one thing from the teacher of Sowon. So now that we have caught up, for the most part, I did my best to explain it. I hope you guys follow that and have at least some semblance of an idea of what's going on here. So now, we have some answer, yes. Why did you turn yourself in? We have this, which we can go after. And then we need to get the day that Sowon died. Which, if you guys will give me a second. She was with us exactly 108 days. So 108 days after the day that Sowon was born. Which gives us... Hold on. Let me look this up. Give me a moment. This thing right here was the date that Sowon died, right? Bear with. Certificate of Familial Relations. Donjon's biological child. Choi Sowon. August 1st, 2004. Okay? And then we have pre-entrance day absentee list for the Sowon that didn't attend pre-entrance day. That is the one we've been talking about this whole time before we knew about the existence of Donjon's real child, who he also named Sowon. Her date of birth is April 3rd, 2004, same year. Her name is Kim Sowon. Right? They are different children, born in the same year, 4 months apart. I put in the date that Sowon died 108 days after April 3rd is in fact what I put in July 20th. So we have a lot of things to look at now. So where is So-won now? There we go. Okay. Where is she now? She's with her family. I made sure she had something to eat for dinner before I dropped her off. Once I brought her to the playground where I first found her, she knew exactly how to get home. I rang the doorbell and stood at the entrance waiting for her parents. It was only a few seconds, but in that short time, I wondered again and again if I should just leave the girl there and run. Detective, I was being stupid. I was stupid to kidnap her, and I'm still being foolish now, having the nerve to feel guilty about it all. The girl's father, he pulled the girl tight into his arms and wept. I knelt in front of him to apologize, but he bowed so low I thought he'd fall. And he thanked me. He thanked me for bringing her home safe. What I did was indefensible. I will accept my punishment. I know that won't make up for the suffering I caused their family, but I will live out the rest of my life in sincere contrition. And then we have this. Mr. Kim Gang-suk, even the victim's family hasn't reported you. This isn't just about taking the fall for Miss Song Min-young, is it? I heard she reported So-won missing. When Min-young's mother told me, I was worried for Min-young, but at the same time I was a little glad. So that's the name of So-won's mother. That is not Donjan's deceased spouse and the grandmother who is supposedly planning a kidnapping. This is her talking to Kim Gang-suk. Yes. After we got divorced, she was in therapy for a long time. Should have gotten help back when she began to think So-won was alive but missing. Wait, we should have gotten help back when she began to think So-won was alive but missing. No, as soon as So-won passed away. Min-young was finally discharged from the hospital on So-won's birthday. We went to visit her grave together, and as she ran her hand over the grave, her eyes were empty. Oh, goodness me. Her eyes were empty. There was no hope. Min-young is still chained to that day, circling round and round that moment forever. I started to think that she'd given up completely. She was utterly spent. There was no drive left in her eyes. I began to doubt she would ever recover. I think that's why I was relieved to hear that she set out to find So-won, because now she at least had something to live for, something that would sustain her and keep her alive. Maybe she knew that too, deep down. Maybe that's why she reported So-won missing. Maybe she thought So-won was better missing and alive than dead. That the missing persons report would anchor her to this world, just like I hoped with her birth certificate. She was grasping for a lifeline just like me. I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is the whole reason I'm here, Detective. I want to make a request. Could you please mark this missing person's case as unsolved? Please let So-won live. Let her live forever somewhere far, far away. I think we flipped it, actually. If we look at Kim and Song Min-young as the original two, because these two people also got divorced. Which means Song Min-young is lying this entire time, and this is actually a coping mechanism for her grief about her daughter that she lost 108 days after she was born. We don't know why. Choi Guija instructed for a kidnapping of Donjan's daughter, but it is what happened. And then she was brought home. So the So-won born, let's look at the records. I believe this So-won is alive. Am I getting this mixed? Am I getting this mixed? I could be wrong. Give me a sec to figure this out. Okay, so now we're just gonna line all these up real quick. There we go. Nice. So So-won's mother was discharged on Kim So-won's birthday, who is the daughter of Kim Gang-suk. Yes. So this is supposed to be April 3rd, I believe, which is, I don't know why I did this. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Damn. What do we got here? You mean someone was taken because she was mistaken? Yeah, baby. Oh, guys, we figured it out. I mean, kind of, unless I've been, mixing up my words. You mean someone was taken because she was mistaken for Miss Song Min-young's late daughter? I asked Min-young what happened. She said she heard someone call someone's name and finally found her. After going from one playground to the next, it was a boy, probably the girl's brother. He was telling her to wait. And you just snatched her? Wait right here, So-won. She didn't tell me anything else, but I can guess what happened. Min-young must have gone and brought her back. Like a mother picking up a child who'd gone out to play. The girl was so sweet too, calling my daughter Auntie. I'm sorry, detective. I really am. But then I couldn't bear to do it, not until you paid that visit. After you dropped by, I was terrified, my hands were shaking, and I found myself dialing a number, calling someone's father. I told him that Min-young seemed to have brought home a stranger's child and pleaded with him to get the girl back to her parents. I would cause a diversion, I said, so we could get the... Oh my god! This is so messed up! On a whim. Oh my god. Min-young, on a whim. Because she so missed her daughter after all these years. She's been searching and searching. She's been going from playground to playground. And she just happened to hear Myung-ho call out her sister's name. And she took her. She kidnapped her. She kidnapped her. And her mother, Guija, was horrified at what she had done. And even though these two were divorced, she called him and was like, hey, you need to bring this child back. She has brought home a stranger's child. This is not okay. I will cause a diversion, and then you can kidnap, oh my god, you can kidnap her from her mother. And so Min-young calling the police, she's freaking out and, going, like, she's hysterical because she's like, it's my daughter. But it's not. She kidnapped somebody else's daughter and was passing it off as her own. They'd be about the same age, born 4 months apart. I don't know what to say about looks, but anyway. I know she may not be well, but I didn't want my daughter to end up a kidnapper. I was being shameless, I know. I knew exactly what I was doing, detective, but until someone's father turned himself in, even though he's done nothing wrong, I thought we could act as if nothing at all had happened, sweep it all under the rug, knowing full well that someone's father is just as precious a child to his parents as Min-young is to me. And of course, instructed for the kidnapping. There we go. She would cause a diversion, which was, I believe, the fire that she was talking about. Yes? Oh, we just have to put things in order. Okay, give me 1 second also for this. Okay, here we go. When did Miss Song Min-young set out to find So-won? It must have been when she got the notice saying So-won was due to start elementary school. Oh my god. Her daughter had passed so long ago, and I guess that's the way it works, is like, oh, it's time for your child to start elementary school. We got the notice from City Hall last December. I checked most of Min-young's mail before she does, detective. We have no idea what might set her off. This notice about someone starting school, my heart nearly stopped. I had no idea that they'd never reported her death because it was Gangsuk, he didn't report their daughter's death in some misguided attempt to let his ex-wife have happiness because he wanted to let So-won stay alive because she's better alive and missing than dead, at least for Min-young. And you know what? Maybe they could have just lived like that. It's not healthy for sure. Maybe it could have happened until Min-young found. Oh my god, I'm getting mad goosebumps. This is awful. This is so awful. Oh god. No, I'm sorry, detective. I'm not the victim here. I don't deserve to wallow in pity like this. I can only apologize. At the time I balked, I was frozen and Min Young saw me and read the notice. She looked so happy. She smiled so brightly. I hadn't seen her so delighted in, well, it must have been years. The pre-entrance day was at the end of December and Min Young insisted we had to go out and get So-won's uniform fitted. She was fussing about getting all her shots and picking up school supplies and wondering why So-won was taking so long to come home. That's when it started, I think. She went around all the local playgrounds looking for So-won. Oh, God. Now we just need to put things in order and we'll be able to make our key here in the top right corner, which I might be covering with my face cam. So just give me a moment to figure all this out. Jesus Christ. Okay, after moving some things around, I managed to unlock this because I moved some things from Kim's dialogue. They're actually the grandma's because she goes, she's trying to sweep it under the rug because we went to confront her knowing what had happened, really. Because she was like, oh, this is weird. It's exactly as my daughter said. Nothing's wrong. I can't believe she called you. She's definitely always back in time for dinner. She always wanders off alone. Don't worry about it. And when was the last time you saw So-won's father? It was like, no, well, he's a deadbeat, but please, it's nothing serious. He surrendered himself to the police. No, you can't. Blah, 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 blah. Everything he says is a lie. It was me. I made him do it. It's all my fault. I'll be right there, detective. Don't you listen to anything he tells you. It's all my responsibility. What do you mean it's all your responsibility? The truth is, she's dead. So-won. There's So-won. Been dead all this time. Yeah. And then we get all this information. So now we can unlock this. You are not being truthful with me, brother. You're lying. You are lying. Who was around when So-won was taken? What was she wearing and which direction did you take her? You couldn't answer any of these questions. Mr. Kim Gang-suk, this confession that you're the kidnapper, it could take away Miss Song Min Young's chance to repent and seek forgiveness for herself. He's covering for her. He's covering for her actions. Because she's sick and needs help. We can't wait for her to recover before setting things right. You know she'll be racked by guilt. Did you live with that on your shoulders? Your ex-mother-in-law's in the next room. She's told us everything. Consider how she might feel having just reported her own daughter to protect you. You've been financially supporting your ex-wife's therapy all these years under the pretext of child support. Oh my god. Oh my god. This won't be much different. Just take a step back and support her from afar. She has a long battle ahead of her being treated in custody. Detective? Where did it all go wrong? Did I mess up from the beginning? Someone's name. I never should have given her that name. Now do you understand why Kim So-won is still missing to this day? Not quite. I need just a little more. I'm gonna put everything in order too. So originally, oh my god, I'm lining things up. You guys can see here in the bottom right that things are slow. There are just some gaps now. A lot of the stuff that we originally thought was Donjon's is actually Gang-suk's. Cause now, all that stuff about her name, about leaving the case unsolved, I sprinted to go name her. When did you guys get divorced? I don't even think they got divorced. I don't think he got divorced with his wife. I think she just passed away. It was tragic. That's all. And then he needed a caregiver. That's it. That's really the biggest thing. He's a victim here. His daughter got kidnapped by a woman who's very, very sick and needed a lot of help. It's right here. He thanked me for bringing her home safe. Jesus Christ, it took me forever to find that. This last little bit. Good lord. Is she okay after being kidnapped? She says she had a great time at Auntie's house and that when she said she missed me, she was brought straight back home. I'm sorry I didn't contact you sooner. I knew you were out there searching, but I was too caught up in the moment. I didn't ask any questions. All I knew was that my daughter was gone for 3 days, but now she was back. And I know this sounds strange, but all I could say was thank you over and over again. I could bow 100 times over and it wouldn't be enough. Someone's back, completely unharmed. And that's good enough for me. Detective, someone is... well, she's been hurt in the past. I can only blame myself for adding yet another wound to her young heart. Tell me, did that man surrender to the police? There we have it. That's everything. All lined up together, yeah? All done. Now do you understand why Kim So-won is still missing to this day? I do. I very much do. Man, this game. What a story, huh? Great work, ma'am. Now you remember everything. Do you understand why So-won's case was never solved all this time? Thank you for telling me that she came home safely. That I didn't doom a little girl to her death. Thank you, truly. I remember how surprised I was when I first saw this case. Everyone involved was lying for one reason or another, whether it was to protect a loved one or to keep a promise to someone important. And what about you, Your Honor? Are you keeping a secret for someone just like them? Actually, yes. For your sake. Oh, use a key to open the log? Madam, a secret I've been keeping for your sake. It's been 12 years now. 12 years since the case. And since I retired from the missing persons team. 12 long years. What? Yeah. I was busy for the first 5. The lawyer friend asked me to take on a paralegal job. It was hard work, getting used to a new position at that age. But I suppose that would only be an excuse. The truth is, I thought it resolved things well enough. A decent end for everyone involved. Wait, what do you mean? I had put the case out of my mind for so long, but you were still chained helplessly to that lie I told. Each painful day of your life stretched out into years. I'm so sorry I'm late, Miss Song Min Young. Are you trying to deceive me? Your ex-husband couldn't make it today. But I'm John Jung. Because he's at the rally outside the Human Rights Commission. I'm the one who retired from the force. I'm the one who was racked with guilt. You lived out your sentence years ago. The one who tried to die. Miss Song Min Young. Miss Song Min Young. Each time we revisited these memories, you became someone else. At times, you became So-won, searching for her mother. Today, you became a detective, despairing at her failure to find the little girl. I'm Song Min Young. We've been having this conversation again and again for months now. Just like you said, those conversations you remembered were real. The only difference is that I was the one who heard those exchanges, not you. The memories we unearthed today are a mix of your personal experiences and your memories of everything I told you. And you piece together those fragments, determining who said what and where. But you haven't quite found out who was doing the listening. It's time to put the final puzzle piece in its place. Complete the mirror, that will show who you really are. Min Young, let's get you out of this place. Let me get you to a doctor, somewhere you can get proper treatment. I can help you. Miss Song Min Young, but if you're really me, if you're really John Jeong, why? Why go so far when you're not even on the force anymore? That's the same question I once asked So-won. Let me give you the same answer she gave me. So-won's case is still marked as open, and no case should remain unsolved. Oh, wow. Wow, Somi. Oh, man. Indie developer, huh? I don't know if it's Somi or Somi Games. I'm not sure. Ooh, wow. Goosebumps, man. Mad goosebumps. That was a lovely, lovely story. Oh. And us, guys. Us and you. You. Thank you. A message from Somi. Every man for himself. It's a philosophy that seems to be increasingly prevalent in our world. We live in an age where the law of the jungle is seen as a given, fueling rage and hate across society. So I'd like to express my heartfelt support for those who resist, those who withstand the mockery and condescension, digging in their heels for what is right. I made this game with faith that when we show kindness to others for no benefit of our own, we bring about change in a world of stagnation and alter the course of people's lives. It is my hope that this game brings encouragement for the jellyfish of the world. Dang it. Thank you for playing. There we go. There we have it. Well, guys, a shorter ride than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a longer game. I enjoyed that. I hope that, because I really had to take the time by myself without being on camera and like trying to make content out of it to really figure out what was going on and to work out the puzzle. It was hard for me visually, and logically too. I'm not great at puzzles. We know this, but I hope that I was able to give you guys enough of the information that I had uncovered and a lot of the stuff that I had unjumbled already from Min Young's memories, that this story was able to have its impact on you too. And to Somi, the developer, well done. You created a lovely, lovely game. And what a wonderful, wonderful message at the very end there too. I don't know if there's much to say. This was just really enjoyable, and I think that the twist really hit me in the gut. Wasn't expecting it. Maybe you guys could have seen it coming a mile off, but I certainly did not. Well, we've finished yet another game. Surprise, surprise. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely did, and thank you for joining me on this very short journey. I will see you guys again soon for another one. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. For now, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.